Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, NFL Wildcard weekend is here. Playoffs are here. So last week, week 18, 11-5 on straight-up picks, 7-9 against the spread, 10-6 on the over-under, overall 28-20, 58.3%. Not too bad. Not too bad for my get back into doing football. It's been a minute since I've done football till this year. Alright, so first game, we have the 5th seed in the playoffs, the Los Angeles Rams, 12-5, going against the 4th seed, the Carolina Panthers, who are 8-9. They need to get rid of divisions. Because here's the thing, you got an 8-9 division winner hosting a 12-5 team. You have 2 teams that were 9-8 that missed the playoffs. You had 8 teams over 500, only 6 of those made the playoffs, or 7 of those made the playoffs. So yeah. I don't like below 500 teams in the playoffs. I just don't. Especially when you've got teams that are, better and not in the playoffs, and you get this 12-5 team on the road. So this year at home, the Rams are 7-1. Unfortunately, on the road, they're 5-4. The Panthers on the road are 3-6. At home, they're 5-3. So you have a 5-4 road team versus a 5-3 home team. That doesn't go well. And then November 30th, you actually had Carolina beat the Rams 31-28 in LA. So, this is the playoffs, guys. The Rams are favored by 10.5 here. The home team, being on the road worries me, especially with that 5-4 record. But I am going to pick the Rams to win. They're a better team. Carolina covers the 10.5 and over on the 46.5. 7th seed in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers, 9-7-1, taking on this 2 seed of Chicago Bears. The Bears, 11-6. At home this year, the Bears are 6-2, but they're 2-4 in their division, while the Packers are 4-2 in the division. These 2 teams play 2 games this year because they are division rivals. On December 7th, Green Bay won 28-21. On December 20th, Chicago won 22-16 in overtime. So each team won at home. This is in Chicago. At home, the Bears are 6-2. On the road, the Packers are 4-1. So the nod kind of goes to Chicago there. The actual line of this game is kind of weird to me, being the fact that Chicago has more wins, the fact that Chicago won their last game and both games were won at home. Green Bay's favored by 1.5 on the road. Given that one, I'm going to Chicago plus 1.5, under on the 45.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be more like that last game, kind of that last second score to win it. Maybe not in overtime, but definitely regulation at least. So the 11-6 Bears moving on. Next up, we have the 6th seed, 12-5 Buffalo Bills, taking on the 3 seed, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 13-4. On the road this year, the Buffalo Bills are 5-3. While the Jaguars are 7-2 at home. The Jags are 10-2 versus the AFC, while Buffalo is 9-3 versus the AFC. But in the last 8 games before the playoffs, the Bills are 6-2. The Jaguars have won 8 straight. So, Jaguars are hot right now. They are at home. They're better at home than they are on the road. The Bills are not as good on the road as they are at home. But again, Buffalo's favored by 1. What? Jacksonville plus 1. Under on the 52. That's an easy one for me. I could be completely wrong with that, but that's an easy one for me. Taking Jacksonville all the way there. The 6th seed in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers, are 12-5, taking on the 11-6 Philadelphia Eagles. The 49ers on the road, 7-2. The Eagles at home, 5-3. In the last 7 games, the 49ers are 6-1, while the Eagles limped into the playoffs at 3-7. Philly is favored by 5.5 at home. I don't understand where some of these lines are coming from. I mean, I guess to a point, I just don't understand. Like, Buffalo is favored on the road by 1. They had less wins, worse defense, and they're worse on the road than at home. But here, San Francisco has a better record on the road. They're a better road team than the Eagles are a home team. they're hotter than the Eagles are, but the Philadelphia's favored by 5.5 at home. Maybe I'm just not right. I don't know. But I'm taking San Fran plus 5.5 and over on the 44.5. Yeah, so I got San Fran winning that. So I got two road teams, the Rams and the 49ers winning there, and the Bears and the Jaguars home team winning. And then the final two, the Sunday night game and then the Monday night game. The 11-6 Los Angeles Chargers taking on the 14-3 New England Patriots. Patriots are 6-3 at home this year, while the Chargers are 5-3. Chargers are 4-7 in their last 4-3 in their last 7 games, 8-4 versus the AFC. While the Patriots are 9-3 versus the AFC, but 13-1 in the last 14. New England is favored by 3.5. I got them winning, covering an under on the 46. And then the Monday night game, the 12-5 Houston Texans taking on the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers. The 5-3 on the road for the Texans, while the Steelers are 6-3 at home. The Texans have won 9 straight on going into the playoffs. They are 10-2 versus the AFC, while the Steelers have 4-3 in their last 7, and they're only 8-4 versus the other AFC teams. Houston is favored by 3. I get them winning, covering, and over on the 38.5. So, yeah, these games are going to be interesting. They're going to be close. It just depends on which teams show up, to be honest with you. Carolina, they could definitely upset the Rams at home and have an 8-9 team move on. I know there was some chat GPT thing I saw out there that had Carolina winning the Super Bowl. Do you think football fans will lose their freaking mind if an 8-9 team runs through the playoffs and wins the Super Bowl? That'd be chaos. It'd be awesome, though. I got Bears beating the Packers. Again, I can go either way. Jaguars, 49ers. And the thing about the Rams and the Chargers are, if the Chargers were able to upset the Patriots and move on, there is a chance that the AFC and NFC Championship game would be both in LA. One hosted by the Chargers, one hosted by the Rams, and they start 10 minutes apart. So yeah, NFL would have to really freaking modify the schedule on that one, do one on Saturday, one on Sunday. You can't flip a stadium in 10 minutes, so that's something to kind of look forward to as we go through these playoffs. But I think it's going to be a great playoffs. So we'll see what happens. We got 6 big games this week. As always, thanks for watching Average Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Average Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports shop content.